Mr. Weaver, good evening. This is my final exam. The case study is going to be about a woman named Lisa who had a job for the Polk City Sports Complex, and then she got another job in a director role at the Lakeland Sports Complex. So we're going to be going over legal terms that were violated in this case study. So the first one will be non-compete clause. So the non-compete clause is after contract is over, you are still restricted beyond that. So the non-compete clause, the non-disclosure agreement kind of feels similar because the non-disclosure agreement is after you work, you will not talk about what took place at that job. So these two were violated because once she was no longer with Polk City Sports Complex, she began to tell the workers at the Lakeland Sports Complex what took place, how she had disagreements with the director at Polk City Sports Complex, and the ins and outs of their daily duties, which is a no-no because of the NDA. As far as the non-compete clause, again, after contract, you were still restricted beyond that. So after that contract was over with, you're still restricted. You can't talk about what took place. You can't talk about what happened over here. And she began to do that at the other job. So both of those were violated. As far as the exclusivity agreement, the exclusivity agreement is while under contract, you're restricted while under contract. So the exclusivity agreement and the morality clause is your company wants you to represent them in a respectful light and a positive light. So the exclusivity agreement and then the morality clause were both violated when she began to talk negatively about the political views and her beliefs and how she didn't agree with it. She thought it was wrong. So that was against the morality clause and also against the exclusivity agreement as well, because she's restricted, but she's not listening and she's still going beyond those parameters that they gave her. As far as the assault, battery, and trespass to land, she trespassed on land when it was outside of school hours in order to confront the director about the contract that she refused to sign. She began to verbally assault the director by gyrating towards him and at him, and she then committed battery by throwing the contract, striking the director with the contract. So she committed battery there, she committed assault, and she trespassed on the land as well. As far as force majeure, when Lisa got a job at the Lakeland Sports Complex, they told her that within the first year, you have to be here 3 to 4 days a week because you're new, you're in a director role, and we want you to be up to date on things. We want you to be versed, and we want you to know what's going on, so you can't miss any days. You got to commit to this. So a hurricane took place. She had to relocate. She had to find a way to work as far as commuting. And because of that, she had to take a few days off. So they said you violated, and they wanted to cite her because of that. That's the force majeure. As far as the First Amendment, her First Amendment was violated because she was cited for having a Bible on her desk, as well as having a cross necklace on. They had a strict policy against things like that. But as far as her, that's her First Amendment in order to be able to display and have freedom of speech in that regard as far as religion. The 14th Amendment was violated because she was never given due process. They just told her that we're going to come after you and sue you because you violated this and that. We don't want to hear your side of the story. This is us serving you with those papers. So as far as the non-compete clause, the non-disclosure agreement, the exclusivity agreement, the morality clause, the assault, the battery, the trespass to land, I think Polk County Sports Complex is in the lead here, and they have every right to sue her for violating those areas in the contracts. But as far as the First Amendment and the 14th Amendment and the force majeure, I think Lisa has that in her pocket that she can utilize as countersuing, because you guys took away my right to express my religion. You guys didn't give me due process, and you're blaming me because I didn't show up to work because an act of God took place. So I feel like Polk County, I keep saying Polk County, Polk City Sports Complex would win this case, but I think that she would be able to countersue as well. So I don't really know how this would turn out. I think it would be in favor of Polk City Sports Complex, but I think she would have something in her defense as well as far as the First Amendment, 14th Amendment, and force majeure. She was fined for speaking about the director. When she left and she was told that you can't speak about the director, she began to talk about political views in a negative way. So that's the morality clause. She began to talk about the ins and outs of her daily job with the Lakeland Sports Complex, telling them things that the Polk City Sports Complex does on a daily basis. She's violating all over here as far as non-compete, non-disclosure, exclusivity, morality clause, assault, battery. When she threw the thing and she threw the contract and it struck the director. She's got a lot of no-nos here. But it's in trespassing on land when it wasn't in school hours. But as far as the force majeure and First Amendment and 14th Amendment, she can utilize that. Okay, Mr. Weaver, I just want to say I've had a wonderful time in this course. Hope to see you again throughout the remainder of the program. Can't believe I got about, I think it's another 15 or 14 months, and we'll be all done here. So I think this is it for me. I got 3 master's degrees. Once I get this one, no mas, no more. Let's find employment, let's make money, and let's give glory to God and be on that road to success. So I really enjoyed this class, sir. I appreciate your time. Thank you for everything.